Hello, I'm Miss Monica Murkute and teaching you the subject Hydrology and Water Resources Engineering, and unit number 1 is Introduction to Hydrology. So we see the basic concept of Introduction to Hydrology. In first part it is included that hydrological cycle. Okay, so there are different parameters which are included in the hydrological cycle. So first is the unit number 1, Introduction to Hydrology, Precipitation, Abstraction of Precipitation and Stream Gauging. These are the different content in the hydrological cycle. Okay, so from that content, first part is that Introduction to Hydrology. So first we will see Introduction to Hydrology. The next one is that sometimes it is classified as into two parts, like according to the K. Subramanya book, it is classified in two ways: scientific hydrology and engineering hydrology. Scientific hydrology means which is based on the concept of the academic aspect only, and engineering hydrology which is concerned with the engineering application. So these are classified in two ways. The next point is that how to classify that, and according to the definition, what is the definition of that hydrology? So definition of hydrology is, it is a term that occurrence, circulation and distribution of water above and beneath the surface of the earth. Okay, it is the occurrence, circulation and distribution of water. It is termed as a hydrology. Then also it can be included that those segment which is related to the planning, designing and operation and engineering project for the control and use of water. So this is the application of hydrology. Next one is engineering hydrology. So it estimates the water resources, then it studies the processes like precipitation, runoff, infiltration, evaporation, evapotranspiration. So these are the different parameters which are included in the hydrology. Then next part is hydrological cycle. So first hydrological cycle which is started from the surface water. Surface water means when the solar radiations are come, and these solar radiations which is falls on that oceanic surface, and from that oceanic bodies the water gets evaporated, and this evaporated water which is going into the atmosphere, then cooling and condensation reaction which is takes place. And due to that cooling and condensation reaction, the cloud getting formed, and this cloud which is getting formed and fall of moisture which is takes place. So the fall of moisture which takes place in the form of precipitation. So precipitation which may have the different forms like rainfall, snowfall, drizzle, hail. So these are the different forms of the precipitation. Then this precipitation which may fall into the surface. Then some amount of water which is flowing from the surface, then it is known as runoff. Okay, means which directly meet to that river or the stream, then it is called as a runoff. Then some amount of water which is flowing from the upper layer of the soil, then it is called as a interflow. And some amount of water which is moving towards the downward side and getting delayed water flow to that surface water, then it is called as a base flow. Okay, so for that hydrological cycle, again this reaction which getting into repeated, that when oceanic surface which start from the oceanic surface, then from the solar radiation the water vapors get formed, evaporation, in the form of evaporation, cooling and condensation reaction takes place, then again precipitation is occur, then runoff, interflow, base flow which contribute water to that surface water. Again there is one term, that transpiration. When here is the vegetation cover on the land surface, and these are the tree. Then from that tree the vapors which is getting formed, and these vapors which is getting formed and which is going into the atmosphere, and this term is known as transpiration. The vapor which is formed from the trees or the water leaves or the vegetation cover is known as the transpiration. And by adding this evaporation plus transpiration, the term which get that the evapotranspiration. So this is the basic hydrological cycle. Again, I am going to repeat in short that if we consider that this is the land surface, here is a tree, then next one is here is the oceanic body, then here is the sun radiation which is comes on the land surface. Then next part is here is fully a cloud getting formation. Then the clouds get formed. Then next part is that when the cloud is getting formed, then precipitation which is occur. Then this precipitation which occur in the different form. So this is the oceanic body. Okay. Then next one, evaporation takes place from that oceanic body. The next part is when the vapors which is getting formed from that tree or the leaves, then it is known as transpiration. Then again from that water vapors cooling and condensation reaction takes place. Then clouds get formed. These are the clouds. Again the precipitation which occur. Then some amount of water which is falls on a land surface, then here, then next part is that here the water which is get stored. Where the water is get stored, it is known as depression storage. Here the water gets stored and it is termed as depression storage. Then some amount of water which is falls on a land surface and directly meet to that stream or the river or the oceanic body, then it is termed as runoff. Then some amount of water which is flowing from that upper layer of the soil, means from that layer of the soil here, then it is termed as interflow. And some amount of water which is going into the beneath the surface of earth, that is the impervious strata, and above that impervious strata the water which is going from that level and meeting to that stream again or that oceanic body again, then it is known as base flow. It is termed as a base flow because it is the delayed water flow and below the ground level. So it is called as a base flow. So this process is going to be repeated again and again. So it is termed as a hydrological cycle. So the different terms which are using in a hydrological cycles are, first one is a evaporation. The next point is that precipitation. Then next one is that evaporation. Then next one is transpiration. Okay. If we are adding transpiration and evaporation process together, and it is termed as evapotranspiration. The next one is precipitation. Next one is runoff. Okay, so these are the different parameters which are including in the hydrological cycle. Okay, so these parameters have some factors which is affecting on evaporation, infiltration. Then here is again one term is remaining, that infiltration. Then next one is infiltration, runoff, precipitation. Then there are different forms of the precipitation. So precipitation have different forms like sleet, glaze, drizzle, rainfall. Like for example, rainfall having droplet size of 0.5 mm to 6 mm. Then according to the intensity of rainfall is again classified as light rain, moderate rain and heavy rain. And if the intensity which less than 2.5 mm per hour, then it is the light rain. If the intensity is 2.5 mm, in between 2.5 mm per hour and 7.5 mm per hour is called as moderate wave. And if this intensity is greater than 7.5 mm per hour, then it is termed as heavy rain. So this is the classification according to the intensity of rainfall. So in the next lecture, we see these different forms of the precipitation. So this is the main concept of hydrological cycle. On the basis of hydrological cycle, these parameters which are elaborated in the next part. So we conclude here. Thank you, and we will see the next part in the next lecture. Thank you.